Why does it seem like all the events in Europe, the drama is about the disc golf and not something stupid? Actually, I'm not going to complain about that. What's up, degenerates? It's the disc golf world. I'm Jefferson, and alongside me as always, the one with all the holes in his game, Swiss Cheese. Recapping everything you need to know from the European Disc Golf Festival. This episode is brought to you by all our Patreon and YouTube members. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to go to Ledgestone this weekend to bring you our coverage. So make sure to subscribe to not miss out. Thanks, guys. Is it time to say European Disc Golf does it better? I'm not quite there yet, but the standard that's being set after this tournament was pretty impressive. There were over 2,000 spectators on the first day, which is just crazy. Some fans pointed out that Europeans like disc golf more, which at first seems insane to say, but I honestly think it might be true. Not just from the amount of kids playing, but how the sport is respected over there. And all you need to do is read the comments when disc golf is posted on ESPN to find out. We were literally just getting made fun of by a golf meme page the other day, which seems pretty odd that they used a picture of every frat kid that went to my college spending daddy's money to play golf. At least call us stoners or something. Damn. The European Disc Golf Festival was also on a temporary course, which allows for maximum creativity. Better than throwing up mozzarella sticks, at least. Not sure if there's a bias in fans or if people are tired of seeing the same courses every year, but I swear every event in Europe, I see posts claiming that these are the best on tour. I want to know what you guys think though. Make sure to comment below, because for me, I'm low-key excited to see Lake Eureka 3 days in a row. But you can call me weird, that's fine. Another talking point I saw lots of was the love of the commentators for this stretch. Now, I didn't have a chance to listen to the first half of the season, but I didn't mind this past weekend. I know Brody Smith along with other fans do have their own criticism, however. But you tell me what you'd prefer. That or the Terry and Doss combo we're going to get for Worlds. Yeah, hate to break that news. The last and best thing European Disc Golf does better is their trophy ceremony. You can call it an F1 ripoff all you want. I don't care. But this is what a damn ceremony looks like. For once, it looks actually professional. Or, there's something more than shoving an award in a winner's face and yelling their name. Also, this way, we can avoid that whole thing about making sure the score's correct before it's official. But on that note, Swiss, hit the people with the FPO recap.
McBeth at 69.
I just told myself, you got to will this one in there. Whatever you have, just will it in there.
This man is unbelievable. This is what athletes live for. This is the moment.
For many, including the home crowd who followed along, expected Kristin Tattar to take down this event. Understandable, as she is fresh off of 2 victories after her return from injury, the latest a comeback for another major and European Open win. Add the festival is the largest disc golf event in her home country of Estonia and possibly Europe. That not only has been promoted by Tattar, but also touted as the premier professional showcase and event of the year for disc golf. Add a player field that only consisted of 5 other Elite Series winners, 3 of them being first-timers on the season, everything was lined up for Tattar homecoming victory and celebration. Only for her to never be in contention for the win. She went bogey or worse 24% of the holes played, finished towards the bottom of the top 10 for her worst Elite Series finish of her career, with an 8th place finish. Instead, it would be Heidi Laney atop the leaderboard after day 1. Despite Heidi having the worst start of the tournament with a double bogey on the first hole, it featured an OB throw made worse by her 2 putting from within the circle. However, it would still go on to put the hot round of the tournament together by registering an impressive 12 birdies over the remainder of the round. Would birdie 4 of the top 5 most difficult holes and had a stretch of 8 straight birdies at one point, and the round is projected to be her highest rated round of her career. Evelina kept pace and played great in her first round after that disaster European Open final day blow-up that was only slightly less of a wreck than the French opening ceremonies. Evelina came out and shot over 1,000 rated, was 100% from circle 1, though it only featured a single putt from outside 16 feet. She would register 8 birdies and was the only dgpt winner to be featured on the lead card. Missy Gannon would be the only other dgpt winner with an under round, and would start day 2 only 1 under on chase card. However, was able to close the gap on the leaders with a 6 under round that only Henna Blumroos would beat on the day. As the 2 leaders struggled, Heidi would throw 5 bogeys, 2 more than her other 2 days combined. Also had 5 OB throws on the round and was fortunate to put together a 1 under for the day. Still held on to a 3-stroke lead over Missy and Kaidi Asalu heading into the final day. in part because Evelina's day would be even worse with a 2-over round that had her scoring 4 bogeys and a double bogey on top. Missed from inside the circle 6 total times and had an ugly 3-putt on 12, knocking her off the lead card altogether. Laney came out slow, not scoring a birdie till hole 5 as the pressure of the crowds may have gotten to her, while Missy started off with a birdie and chipped away at that 3-stroke lead. Heidi was able to regain the lead on 9 heading into the back half. It was at this point that Evelina would start her run of 6 straight birdies from the chase card, putting her at 8 under for the day, 13 under for the tournament, and still in contention with holes remaining. Missy would start her back half with 3 straight birdies that would see her gain 3 strokes on Heidi to give her a 2-stroke lead. Heidi could not take advantage of Missy going OB on 13 as she followed suit. After the 2 birdied 14, putting her in control over Heidi with 4 holes to play and even a charging Evelina. Yet Evelina still put together her second 1,000 rated round over the weekend for the hot round of the final day. An 8 under final round, giving her 13 under total for the tournament and a podium finish. As she was finalizing her card and making her way to sign autographs, Missy lost her putt, missing a birdie attempt from inside the circle on 15, only for her to 3-putt the very next hole for a bogey, losing her lead altogether and now tied with Evelina, and the two only a stroke ahead of Heidi with 2 holes to play. Par for both, and now we have a playoff atop the stage on hole 1. Missy, who has birdied there all 3 times prior, and Evelina, who's been spectating and waiting in anticipation. After both drives and approaches looked as though the playoff would continue. Missy in the bullseye and Evelina staring down a 5-meter putt. Screw you, Trevor, do the math. Only for Salonen to hit band as hard as Yuli's face hit that bouncer's fist, giving Missy her 4th win on the season and her first international victory now on her resume.
Over on the MPO side, we had a throwback on our hands. Well, that's for everyone who's been playing disc golf before COVID, but we'll get to that in a minute. Because first, we got to talk about Ricky Wysocki shooting what he's gone on to say is his best round ever, and it stacks up right there as now the 3rd highest rated round of all time, which extends his lead of most 1,100 rated rounds. And when you take off the Memorial, it gets even more impressive. The round was so good it made headlines in major local news outlets over in Estonia. Ricky cleared the next closest player by 6 strokes for a commanding lead. And although after round 2 he would secure a birdie on the holes he missed, Wysocki would only put up a 9 down, now only putting him 5 strokes above Kyle Klein and Paul McBeth with 10 unders respectively. That would now be back-to-back tournaments we've had a Wysocki McBeth lead card, bringing all the nostalgia vibes. Swiss would probably make a joke about seeing Billy Madison for the first time, but I wasn't alive for when that came out. Although I don't understand all the posts saying how this is good for the sport. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing the old guard shining, brings me back to the Spin TV days. But like I said earlier, most of the base never even experienced the prime McBeth vs. Wysocki era. I think it's time to move on from that thinking, and along with that, all these posts asking where Eagle is or why any other player that's been around for 5+ years is underperforming. Maybe I'm just tired of the McWashed posts, but we're just in the era where so many people are going to be competitive at the top, and we should just enjoy it. With that, we had a classic Ricky vs. Paul battle. There's no way I was the only person who could hear the old Jomez theme song in my head. Ricky started his day like he did every round before, with a birdie, now extending his lead to 7 strokes. But that might have been just what Paul needed to activate McBeast mode. Alright, vibes are straight out of 2015 here. As he puts himself in the circle 8 holes in a row, and there's no way he's missing one of those right now. Can't say the same about Ricky, as he found trouble on hole 4, and with a missed C1X putt, would card a bogey. That 2-stroke swing would put McBeth 4 back now, and at the end of his birdie stretch, would only be 3 away. They would match each other on holes 10 and 11, but after a less than ideal drive from Paul on hole 12, Ricky would capitalize with an easy birdie. Although, on his next shot, would find OB that would result in his 2nd bogey of the round. Also, if you were noticing Ricky popping pills throughout the day as some social media posts claimed, it was actually ibuprofen as he was dealing with some shoulder pain. That did happen to be another 2-stroke swing in McBeth's favor, and after a bounce-back birdie for Ricky, he would find himself OB again, this time on hole 15. This now being the 3rd 2-stroke swing after a Paul tap-in birdie, putting him 1 stroke back of the lead with 3 holes to play. McBeth not able to keep up that momentum with a missed circle 2-putt right off the band. But worse, Wysocki would miss his 2nd C1X putt, keeping McBeth only 1 back. And with a park job in hole 17, all he had to do was stay clean on 18. But before he needed to make his birdie putt, Paul would miss his only circle 1 putt on the day, allowing Wysocki to lay up for the win, continuing his hot stretch of play as of late. I mean, not too sure what else to call 3 wins in 5 tournaments that include 4 course records, plus averaging 1062 disc golf in that time. Ricky's doing his best making that late player of the year run. All I'll say is, watch out for him at Ledgestone. Also, keep your eyes peeled for your boys, because you know we'll be there. So make sure to say what's up. We love meeting you guys. Paul McBeth is also playing really well, and I don't think it's a coincidence that the World Championships is coming up. I mean, he did design the course after all. Juna Heinonen, yeah, that was clearly wrong, was able to tie the hot round of the day to slide onto the podium and his best finish at an Elite Series in his career. And that's everything you need to know from the European Disc Golf Festival. This weekend, the boys are back at the event, so seriously, if you see us at Ledgestone, say what's up. But if you can't make it, a like and subscribe go a long way too. You're not going to want to miss out on Wednesday's video after all.